B2B Cambodia, the portal for business use in Cambodia.
In this episode of B2B Cambodia's Legal Update, I'll be speaking with Mr. Diberjohn Balinas about Cambodia's customs general procedures. Thank you so much for having us here today, Diber. I'm really looking forward to learning more about the customs procedures here in Cambodia.
Thank you, Darsh. It's also a pleasure for me to be interviewed.
So to start off, can you tell us what steps businesses need to take if they aim to actually engage in import and export? Like, what are the main registrations or certifications that businesses need?
If you are planning to import or export goods into or from Cambodia, the resident enterprise must first be registered with the Ministry of Commerce, as well as the GDT with VAT, and also registered with the GDCE. Now, there are additional requirements that may be necessary if you are under a special regime, such as under QIP or Qualified Investment Project. So registration with the CDC may also be relevant. Enterprises are also required to be registered with the system used by the GDCE, which is called the ASICUDA, or the Automated System and Customs Data. So the importer or exporter need to be registered under that system. For exporters who are exporting the goods to EU or US under the General Scheme of Preference, then another registration would also be required, which is called the REX, or the Registered Exporter System, to be applied with the Import-Export Department of the Ministry of Commerce. Now, if you are importing or exporting goods into Cambodia, you need to also have a customs broker who will also assist you in terms of clearing procedures with the GDCE or Customs Department.
How does the customs declaration process typically go? Could you give us a brief on the step-by-step process?
So in terms of the customs declaration, so all import and export of goods are required to be declared with customs, whether the goods are exempted or not exempted, or whether they need to pay relevant duties or taxes on that specific type of good. So all export and import of goods are subject to declaration, whether the goods are covered by exemption on duties and taxes or not. Now, this declaration should be made by the importer or the owner of the goods, as well as or the authorized representative by the owner of the goods. Now, the procedures would vary depending on whether it's via air, via sea, or via land. So there are procedures in place on how the importation and export procedures for those kinds of arrangements will be. So as a general process, so the first one is, let's assume that the company has already been registered with the GDCE and has already secured the registration with the ASICUDA. So the importer or the authorized representative will have to submit an application online through the ASICUDA system on the importation of the relevant goods. And the importer needs to provide documents such as the commercial invoice, the bill of lading or the airway bill, the licenses required for those goods, the certificate of origin, and other relevant documents. Now, the form, it's called Single Administrative Document, which is filed through the ASICUDA online. Now, if the goods are covered by any relief under a preferential tariff or rule of origin, there is also a requirement to file and submit a declaration with the CVDS, or the Customs Value Declaration System, also within the ASICUDA. So step 2 is on the customs verification and assessment. So this happens after you submitted the filing with the ASICUDA. Now, the system will assess whether the goods are considered cleared for inspection or not. So there are color categorization for each of the type of goods. So if the goods are classified under green or blue, then there is no inspection required. So you can proceed with the automatic clearance of the goods and just pay the tax afterwards. But if your goods are classified under the yellow or red, then there could be an inspection or a thorough review by the customs officer before they would allow you to import or clear the goods. After clearing the goods, depending on the classification of the system, then you can proceed with the payment of duties and taxes. Now, the payment of duties and taxes can be done through bank transfer, mostly online, but you can also pay directly with the bank. After the payment of duties and taxes, if the customs authority view that the payment has been made properly, then they can issue a release order. Then the release order will be used for releasing the goods within the customs premises.